a draw tonight. I had Ben and Eubank in the draw, 33-1. It's good odds at 18-1 still. So I'm not a betting man, but I'm confident tonight it'll be a very close fight.
Okay, thanks very much to Nicky Piper. Hope very much you can settle back and enjoy it wherever you may be watching. This is a night when sport becomes theatre. Ian Darke and Glenn McCrory to call the fight after we've heard once more from our Master of Ceremonies, Alan Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome into the World Championship arena the challenger for the title, Henry Wharton.
To arrive to a tumultuous welcome. They're all Henry Wharton fans here in the north of England. Here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome on the center stage the reigning WBO super middleweight champion of the world, Eubank. postpone over 12 rounds each of 3 minutes duration for the WBO Super Middleweight Championship of the world. Your judges at ringside, Paul Thomas of Derby, Gerald Mortz of Arizona, Roy Francis of Kent. Your British Boxing Board of Control, still in charge, Teddy Floxton, and your WBO supervisor, Jerry Willard of Scotland. Your timekeeper, Frank Capewell of Sheffield. And ladies and gentlemen, when the bell rings and the action begins, the man in charge of the four-corner ring, 47 world title fight, Steve Smoger of New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the action live on Sky Sports? Presenting and introducing the boxers. First, in the red corner, with the black and the gold shorts, with an impressive record of 20 wins, 1 draw from 22 contests, 15 by way of the big KO, and weighing in at 11 stone 13 and 3/4 pounds. He comes from York. He's the former undefeated British middleweight champion. He's the reigning Commonwealth middleweight champion and challenger for the title, Henry Wharton!
Making his second attempt to become a world champion tonight, Henry Wharton, with massive support.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in the blue corner with those yellow shorts. He brings into the ring a brilliant record of 40 wins and 2 draws from 42 contests, 19 inside the distance, and weighing in at 12 stone exactly. Coming from Brighton, making the 14th defense of his title. Unbelievable, unpredictable, undefeated. The WBO Super Middleweight Champion of the world, Eubank.
Is the old fire still there for him, though?
Ladies and gentlemen, 12 3-minute rounds of boxing. I thank you.
Well, it has the potential, this, to be a classic. I say the potential. Is this going to be another fight like the Ben Eubank battles? Referee Steve Smoger from Margate in New Jersey. Eubank in his 19th world title fight, his 14th defense of this title, his 6th defense of 1994. No British world champion has ever crammed that many defenses into a year before. Will that take its toll? He's looked lackluster in recent appearances. Is Wharton the man to put an end to his reign? 12 rounds of boxing, Eubank, of course, in the yellow trunks. And will we see Wharton do what he does best, and that is apply pressure, 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 make Eubank fight for 3 minutes of every round, and start to let go with that dangerous left hook.
Well, he said he's learned from the Ben defeat where he's a little bit overawed for the first 4 rounds, and I think he wants to make a good start this time.
On the back of his shorts, he has the word hard and fast emblazoned. Wharton. York against Brighton. Eubank using his jab. Well, that was something he definitely didn't do last time out against Dan Schomer in South Africa, when a lot of us thought he was actually beaten.
If he was very lackluster in that performance, but you get the feeling that he's going to be up for this one.
And he was saying beforehand that the old tingle was there. Eubank using the jab very well indeed in round 1. Wharton does pack a punch. The question, I think, too, about Wharton is he really good enough at world level? He struggled a bit against Lou Gent and against Fidel Castro Smith. Fighters you would expect him to have done a lot better against.
That's right, this is a big step up in class from that.
Eubank has taunted Wharton in the build-up, calling him one-dimensional, an ordinary fighter, and he says, I'll deal with him as I would any ordinary fighter. Having said that, there have been one or two critics who've said that Eubank's an ordinary fighter as well. His jab has been excellent in this opening round. I haven't seen him jab like this for a long, long time.
Well, he looks very sharp, very focused.
Eubank, I think, realised that Wharton presented a dangerous challenge, particularly here up in the north of England, although Eubank absolutely relishes, of course, going into the Lions' Den, being the away fighter.
I think we can notice already there's been a lot less of the Eubank normal posing. He's really got his mind on the job here. The jab's working well, nice and fast.
Well, this has been as impressive a round as Eubank has put together in some time, I'd say. Excellent round by Eubank. He'll have taken that. Welcome back live to the GMEX Centre in Manchester on a night of real sporting theatre here. Crammed full of 10,000 people. And Chris Eubank has taken the first round, we think, here against Henry Wharton in his 14th defence of the WBO Super Middleweight Championship. This is round 2. Now, what can Wharton do about this, Glenn?
I think at this point he's got to try and stop that jab. He's got to hit him on the arms. He's got to try and catch Eubank with a good shot. He's got to try and, as he throws his jab, hit him with a good right hand so he stops throwing that fast jab.
Wharton has this blazing hunger to become a world champion. He says it's not the money that's important. All I've ever wanted to be is a world champion. Well, here is his second chance. Can he grab it? Nice work from Wharton with his jab, head and body. An impressive start from Eubank, this. Eubank covering up well. There were a lot of left hooks there, and the people at the back of the hall rose to them, but they all hit the gloves, I can tell you. We're sitting something like 6 feet away.
Wharton just got a warning as well for holding Eubank's head as he's throwing them little hooks.
Wharton wants to switch up the intensity, switch up the heat, test whether Eubank still has the bottle if it comes to trench warfare later on. Wharton looking for the right-hand counter and just failing with it.
Eubank making him miss quite well.
This start by Eubank behind this fast, accurate jab. There he is, doubling up on it again. He's almost as if to say to his critics, there you are, I've still got it.
So I think that's the best I've seen his jab.
Wharton letting his left hook go for the first time there. And starting to have some success as well with the right hand too.
Already there's a swelling under the eye of Wharton's. Coming up quite badly.
Those jabs have done that. They've been pounding into his face.
And so accurate.
Swelling underneath the left eye by the look of it of Wharton. The eye just showing the first signs that it could close. Well, you wonder, don't you, why on earth Eubank hasn't shown us this kind of form with his jab more recently. Then body shots. Great work from Eubank. He really did put the combinations together very, very well indeed. Wharton spits out blood and dabs his swollen left eye as the round ends. Nicky Piper watching it up in the studio, high above the ring. Nicky, great start from Eubank this.
Yes, a superb start, very impressive, and it's what we were saying. Eubank will be outboxing Wharton. Wharton needs to feint a little bit and draw the lead from Eubank and then counter. as it happens, he's just walking forward in a methodical way and allowing Eubank to pick him off. But a great start from Eubank.
Yeah, then Eubank, that was a decent body shot too.
He mixed it up very well in that round. The jab worked beautiful, and then he came in close here. And look at that work. A couple of good body shots, uppercuts. He really looked good. And good work. And you see the eye is quite bad. He's sitting just below there, and they're working hard with the eye swell.
Denny Mancini working away on the swelling as round 3 starts here. Eubank tonight, so far, a revelation. It's proving tough for Henry Wharton, even with all those fans baying for him out of the ring. They can't get in there with him.
The timing so early in the fight is incredible.
Well, he's being quite badly outboxed at the moment, Wharton. A rather more tentative look about Wharton. These are bad moments in the fight for him, but he comes back there. That's his answer. A good right hand. He's just got to hang in, hasn't he, at this stage, Wharton?
He has. He's got to try and keep pushing, get to the later rounds, and hope Chris Eubank's going to tie. But at the moment, he looks sensational.
Eubank's weight-making this time has been regulated by the British Boxing Board of Control, who were unhappy about his fasting before the last fight when he crammed all the weight-making into the last few days. And the benefits of that may be showing here. Spoke to Ronnie Davis's trainer before the fight, and he was saying that Eubank had looked brilliant in sparring in the last 2 weeks. I took it with a bit of a pinch of salt, to be honest, but he's proving dead right. Now that's where Wharton wants to be, closer in and letting the left hooks go. Can Eubank keep up that fast, sharp start?
Better work from Wharton, trying to double up on that left hook, singing him into the body.
That's good from Wharton. He's suddenly just beginning to get a foothold. A good half minute from the challenger, his best yet. Eubank very elusive, but caught with the left hook there. Wharton here trying to wear him down. Attritional tactics. Watch for the body shots as well to try and slow Eubank. Fantastic atmosphere around this arena. Welcome back to the GMX Centre, this converted railway station. Manchester Central it used to be. Now here's the third round. There's that right hand of Wharton's. Good shot.
Very good shot. And he worked well from that, give him a little bit of confidence. In the second part of that round, he warmed well and he got right in there and he was starting to find his range and land with good shots himself, Henry Wharton.
Fourth round. Somewhere watching at ringside, we believe, is Wharton's 3-year-old daughter, Lydia. Wharton is looking for the body attack, which might slow Eubank down, but a brilliant combination from the champion.
Yeah, very quick counter. He jumped in there, landed about 4 shots. And it's a very good uppercut in there.
Wharton having some success now in landing the shots to the body, and they may be significant later on in slowing Eubank down.
the hooks to the body in the corner from Wharton. They looked quite good, but they didn't seem to land. Eubank just seemed to tuck his elbow in and catch them.
Eubank breathes a little more heavily. Still that jab, a very, very effective weapon for Eubank. And that eye, the left eye of Wharton, closes a little more, rather ominously. Well, a lot of punches thrown by Wharton, but again, they only hit the arms and the high-held gloves. And Eubank with a classic counter right. He does love fighters who come in at him.
He does. They're the fighters that suit him. He rises his performance to them. He likes a man who's going to make the first move so he can counter. That's his game, and he's doing it very well tonight.
Oh, Eubank. Superb combination. Left jab, clubbing right. Wharton's talking to him in there at the moment. But his face is swelling up, Wharton.
You usually read them signs as distress signs when the fighter starts to shout at his opponent.
Eubank, of course, has been this route so many times before. Wharton trying everything he knows to try and rough Eubank up, wear him down, but a warning there for holding Eubank behind the head and pulling him onto the punch. One of those punches by Eubank looked to go a bit low, but that was the champion's round again. Well, there is Henry Wharton, who's been out to Tenerife for his training. Gary Atkin in the corner, Mickey Duff doing some talking, the experienced Denny Mancini there as well, but they're worried about that left eye, Glenn.
Yes, it looks very bad, and it's come from that very, very accurate left jab. You see some of the work here from Eubank. Look at that right uppercut. He's working very well, very, very sharp.
There's no question that Wharton was frozen this time, is there?
You know, he's working very well, showing a lot of determination. He came back in the third round. That was a good round for Henry Wharton, but that round, I just thought Eubank did a lot more than Wharton did there. But that eye's getting bad now. That's swelling. Could start to obscure the vision.
Fifth round, going to go 12, of course. I think one of the questions, Glenn, is Eubank's had a lot of long fights this year. He's looking sharp early on, but might he start to fade late on?
That very well could happen, because this is a hectic pace. It is a hard-fought fight, and obviously Eubank's had a lot of fights in the last year. It's got to take its toll.
I've given Eubank 3 of the first 4 rounds. The third I had even. Has Wharton got the moves and the class to really unsettle Eubank? Eubank waiting for him to lead off, hoping to counter.
Good work from Wharton there, double jab and changes it into a double hook.
Terrific pace to the fight, isn't there, too? Eubank there almost dummied with the right hand and looked for the left hook there after Wharton was open, but Wharton was wise to it. His reactions were good enough.
Again, the match winner, the round winner so far is that jab. Very fast, very accurate.
Can Wharton find a way through those high-held gloves? Eubank swaps a word with him over on that corner. Well, Eubank's answering a question here. He does have the stomach still for a real fight, doesn't he?
He certainly does.
But Wharton isn't done with yet in there. And part of his game plan, he's brilliantly conditioned, maybe to come on strong later on.
Well, he said himself, nobody said it was going to be easy, and it's certainly proven to be the opposite. It's a tough fight. And he's got to hope he can do that. He's got to hope he can keep the pressure on, and maybe Chris Eubank will run out of stamina, and he can come through in the later rounds.
Wharton really finding some leverage for those left hooks to the body. And if he can keep on landing them, they're sure to take their toll. But Eubank's in control at the moment here. Welcome back to this full house at the Manchester GMEX Centre. Hardly hear yourself thinking there, but so far it's looking good for Chris Eubank, Glenn.
Looking very good. He's mentally prepared very, very well. His concentration looks superb, and he's boxing very well. The jab's just been excellent.
This is what the computer says so far. Eubank's thrown slightly more punches, and he's landed with significantly more. Much better percentage success rate. Rather underlining the story I have on my scorecard at this point. Wharton, who won his last fight in 38 seconds. Commonwealth title defence. Nothing quite as easy here. Eubank really is fighting there like a man with a point to prove to his public, isn't he?
He is certainly, there's no posing. It's all work, all business.
He's cut out all the pseudo-regal posturing. He's just got on with the job. Wharton gets him with a good left hook of his own and a good right. Crowd going crazy every time Wharton has his successes. But one thing about Eubank is he does have an absolutely rock-solid chin. Ask Nigel Benn about that from that classic first meeting those two had.
Wharton's shown a tremendous amount of heart. He's taking his shots, and he's coming back, landing his own, looking for that left hook.
Well, the crowd there thought Eubank had been hurt. Wharton letting the punches go. They're hitting the gloves, though. That didn't, though, the right hand. It didn't land cleanly, but it was a scoring punch from Wharton. Tremendous work rate. Wharton's keeping up, just hoping for some kind of breakthrough. Keeping up the pressure. Eubank, though, superior boxing skills. Of that there's no doubt. But can Wharton trap him against the ropes and start to wear him down? Not yet.
One thrown and landing with a lot of shots.
He's forcing Eubank to fight at an intensity that he hasn't had to find for the last, well, certainly in recent fights, the last three anyway. Nicky Piper, 2 times a world title challenger himself, is watching all of this with us up in the studio there. Nicky, how are you seeing things?
I've got Eubank a couple of points up. He's boxing superbly, but Wharton, we know he's very strong and very fit. He did the same against Ben, came late. It'll be interesting to see whether Chris Eubank can keep the superb pace up for 12 rounds. He's boxing superbly, as you say. But it's going to be an interesting finish.
Wharton did significantly better in that last round.
He did. He picked it up just at the beginning, Eubank had a very good spell, great combination, and it just spurred Henry Wharton into action, and he continued throughout the rest of the round, putting the pressure on, landing with good shots, kept the movement going. Some good work there, good combination from Chris Eubank. But you see, Wharton comes straight back, pushing him back. Very, very determined.
Frantic pace to it. 7th round of an excellent World Championship fight here. Is Wharton just starting to come back? Classy work from Eubank. I've got Eubank leading by 3 points at this stage. What about you, Glenn?
I've just got him by 2 points.
Two British judges scoring this, by the way. Roy Francis and Paul Thomas, plus an American. I don't think Eubank can expect necessarily any favours from the judges this time.
Well, in the past we've had question marks about Eubank's stamina. I'm sure in this fight, them questions are going to be asked. They're going to be answered.
Well, Wharton is doing what he said he'd do. He's making Eubank fight the 3 minutes around. The pace just slackening off as it surely had to in this round. Such a fast start. Oh, that was a very good left hook in there from Eubank. Mickey Duff there in Wharton's corner, his manager. Seen it all before, 65 years of age now, Mickey. Paying for it with counter punches when he misses Wharton. Well, it's fascinatingly poised at the moment.
But it's a hectic pace Henry Wharton setting.
Left eye of Wharton continuing to close bit by bit. You can still see out of it at the moment, quite easily.
Right around for Eubank. I think he's starting to tire a little bit. Certainly not as sharp. Missing one more shots than he has.
And Wharton traps him against the ropes, and Eubank was glad to hear the bell there, I think. Welcome back live to the GMEX Centre in Manchester. Chris Eubank here in a really tough battle for his WBO Super Middleweight Championship against Henry Wharton from York. Wharton, who lost to Ben decisively on points. Eubank looking to keep up that unbeaten record that goes back 9 years. Round 8.
Well, in the last round I thought Eubank did less, and maybe he was taking a breather or he was tired. So he started to miss a little bit more than he was. He was very accurate early in the fight. Now he's starting to miss.
Well, this is where all those miles run in the road early morning pay off, but that's classy work from Eubank, really is. 6 punches without reply. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wharton invites him in and comes off the ropes bravely. Even the punches that miss from Wharton are being cheered to the rafters by his legions of fans who've travelled the Pennines to be here tonight. Wharton really is bearing his soul in pursuit of the cause, isn't he?
He certainly is. A tremendous pace. He's working non-stop. I think the crowd's driving him on. Fierce determination.
But in this round, for my money, Eubank is doing the sharper work. Particularly early on in the round.
Well, I think Eubank has changed his tactics and he's starting to try and get in his bike and move about. And I think he's walking into a bit of trouble doing that. He's looking a little bit sloppy now. His defence has dropped.
But Wharton, I think, is finding it hard to land cleanly. There's a rather tired sort of arm look about some of his shots now. He's not getting the same leverage into them.
Certainly both men are very tired.
Huge chance of Henry echoing around this arena. Well, nobody tonight could accuse Eubank of being a poser. Ooh, the elbows of Eubank catching Wharton there. Eubank's been in control of this round, all right.
That's better from Eubank, using the jab again.
Is Wharton just beginning to run out of ideas? He will keep on that pressure, though, all the time. The left eye closes even more. It's beginning to get a bit of a slit. His vision will soon be impaired from that eye. Eubank there punches the air. It was a big round for him. He won it well. Ronnie Davis there, former Southern Area champion, who's been with Chris Eubank for 7 years. Sometimes he does think it's been a day too long, but, well, they've made good money together. Eubank landing the cleaner punches in that round, I think.
He did. He got a good spell here where he trapped Henry Wharton on the rope. He threw possibly 14 shots without reply. He just keeps throwing shots. There, Wharton calling him in. He comes back after this with a few shots of his own. Some of the work from Wharton. Good right hand there.
Yeah, he's holding Eubank behind the head there and hitting. 9th round.
2 good shots from Eubank. Really knocked the sweat off.
12 minutes on Wharton. Wharton is in trouble. Wharton is in trouble from the left hook there for a moment. He's never been down as a professional, Henry Wharton, but he looks quite tired at the moment. His mouth beginning to gape open. Has Wharton given it everything he's got? Oh, Eubank's got him. Brilliant work from the champion. Wharton in desperate trouble here, and he's waving the referee in, Eubank. He's saying, stop this. Eubank inviting Steve Smoger, the referee, in and saying you should have stopped it there. The Americans having none of it. What more do I have to do, says Eubank, in an imploring gesture. Well, that was remarkable. Not Eubank's job to stop the fight, it's the referee's.
Wharton took some heavy shots to the head there, but he's fighting back.
Eubank could be on the way to a stoppage win here. Wharton is looking very tired and a bit spent. Well, there's a chance of knock him out, Henry, coming from behind me from the Wharton fans. Goodness me, he's shown amazing courage, bravery, fitness, conditioning. He keeps on walking forward, but he's found, unfortunately for him, Eubank in absolutely top form tonight. Like that. Well, this performance by Wharton may well have been good enough against some of Eubank's recent performances, but not this one, not at the moment anyway. Wharton digs deep into the well again to see what more he can come up with. Hoping that maybe one punch can turn it around, Glenn.
Wharton is still pushing forward very hard, trying to keep landing shots.
Eubank is winning this fight at the moment. I'm not sure how much more Wharton's got left. He just took a little glance then, and Nicky Duff in his corner. Jolting left hook. He's got a fair dig as well, Eubank. He's not a bad puncher either. Another big round for Eubank, who's right in control of this at the moment. And he nearly stopped Wharton in that ninth round.
He did. He's in desperate trouble. His head was really reeling about. Took a lot of good, solid headshots. And for a moment, it looked as if it was all going to be over. But he fought back, showing tremendous courage, Henry Wharton. A real fighter's heart. Here's some of the work.
Watch here, Glenn. He invites the referee in to stop it. He takes a glance round. We may see it.
He says, well, I think he knew he'd caught him with some good headshots.
Well,
it's a little bit of experience as well. He's trying to, make the referee think it's a lot worse. And you see a roar from Wharton there, and he takes another shot. He was in desperate trouble there.
I think Eubank does too. Still have the memories of the second Michael Watson fight in his mind, which ended so tragically. 10th round. Well, I think even the most partisan Henry Wharton supporter here, and there are plenty of them, will agree that he's in desperate trouble now. One of 11 children. He's such a nice young man, Wharton, and he's achieved plenty already. But he found Ben too good for him. And tonight, so far, he's finding Eubank too good for him.
But even so, I think, for all that, this is still Henry Wharton's best performance. He's fought the fight of his life. He's really digging it up from his boots. But he's met a totally on-form Chris Eubank.
Covering up with the glove. That was very good defense by Eubank. He cupped his glove and took all those left hooks on it.
The left eye of Wharton is almost completely closed.
Well, you and I have been vociferous critics of Eubank, particularly in South Africa last time, and I think you've got to take your hat off to him tonight, Glenn. This has been an excellent performance so far. Wharton still is dreaming. He's so tired now. There's my scorecard. Eubank in a very big lead. Purely unofficial, of course. Two British judges and an American scoring it, not the referee, of course.
Wharton not giving Eubank a second breather. He's closing the ring down every second.
Well, again, excellent work from Eubank, who's really doing what he wants in there at the moment. Jab and move. Wharton desperately tries to close the range. He's found it very hard to land with a hook. That eye now, the left eye of Wharton, is almost shut. Well, they don't like that, Wharton's fans. They don't like the showboating, and frankly, I don't blame them. He doesn't need to do that, does he?
He doesn't. But I think he realizes it's a hard fight. Again, he's playing for his advantage. He's trying to let the crowd know that he knows he's winning.
Sure, but I don't think it's right for him to try and humiliate Wharton like that. Another round for Eubank, who's pulling away now.
very, very bad. I don't know what they're going to do with it. They're going to try and use the swell to open it up a little bit, but it's completely closed.
Gary Atkin, who knows Henry back from his amateur days at the St Patrick's Club. Henry, who was an 11 times England international. He knocked out Ray Close in 90 seconds as an amateur. Close is #1 contender again for the title and hopes to get a shot. Well, Mickey Duff still imploring Wharton to go forward and cut the corners off, but has Wharton got anything more left to give? Oh, he's rocked again. That is an alarming start to the round for Wharton, who may not get through this 3 minutes. He's now being asked to display courage almost beyond the call of duty.
He certainly is. Eubank has used that shot well. He throws a right hand and then a follow-up left. And it's a very strong shot. In the beginning of the round, he used it and really rocked Wharton's head back.
Well, credit Wharton, he still is throwing out the leather. Great courage. That jab has been thudding into his head all night long from Eubank. Still chance of Henry. Henry, from the Wharton fans, are trying to lift their man. It really would be an absolute sensation if he turned this round somehow now, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. He's trying very, very hard. But he just doesn't seem to have the spark in his punch power anymore.
Well, I think Wharton deserves to hear the final bell here. This is the 11th. Eubank has been too fast, too accurate, too skillful, too sharp for him tonight.
Again, Eubank uses that jab to good effect. It's really been fantastic tonight, that jab.
There's some suspicion that the referee might have called in the doctor to have a look at Wharton at the end of this round. That's purely unofficial. There is the doctor watching it. That eye is bad. But still, he's throwing punches, Wharton. Caught him with the right hand, but Eubank kind of rode the blow. Just switched off a bit for a moment, hasn't he, Eubank, for about a minute there?
He has, yeah, he's just having it quiet. He's just using the legs, just trying to get out of trouble, give himself a little breather. He then comes back with that fast jab again.
Well, great bravery and courage. Eubank walking around the ring. He doesn't think that's the end of the contest, does he? No, he doesn't. He goes back. There is the damaged face of the challenger, Henry Wharton. Now, is the doctor going to be called in there? He's having a look. Conversation going on with Denny Mancini, the cuts man, in there. Steve Smoger, the ref's in there as well now. And they don't want the doctor to have a look at it, really, I don't think. They want to let him go on. The eye is closed. I think that eye is closed. I don't think he can see out of it now, that left eye. Now, he's going over to the other corner to talk to Ronnie Davis, the referee, the Eubank trainer. It's a 47th world title fight. He's an experienced official. Well, unfortunately, we can't hear what they're saying. The bottom line is Wharton will be allowed to go on, even with a damaged eye. He needs a knockout. Round 12. Eubank surely only has to stay on his feet to remain as champion. Wharton here will give it every last ounce of energy that he can summon up.
Wharton showed tremendous heart. Still trying to go forward, still trying to get his shots off.
Still letting the left hooks go. We asked the question earlier in the fight, would Eubank tire? Answer, not really.
No, he hasn't. He's been very well prepared. He's done everything right, mentally, physically, really been on the button.
This is the 13th time he's gone into 12 rounds. Wharton's done it 4 times before. Damage underneath the eye now for Wharton as well. It's too late to matter, I think.
One of his gave a shouting of Chris Eubank to work in this last round. He didn't want him just to ride it out.
Well, I think that's what he's doing at the moment, Eubank.
Looks like he's going to set himself for maybe a fast finish.
Well, it's incredible, really, isn't it, with Eubank? Because he's looked so ordinary in his recent fights, but we've always had the impression that he just does enough, or what he thinks is enough. Sometimes some of us have thought it hasn't been enough. But here tonight, it's a tribute to Wharton, really, that he's been this sharp and well-conditioned, and he's reserved one of his top draw performances for the challenger from York, and that's hard luck on Wharton, really, who keeps on throwing punches. Oh, right uppercut, though, from Eubank.
Because Eubank kept a little bit in the tank for this big finish.
Eubank just sitting down on the rope. Some people feeling that was should have been called a knockdown. I don't think so. Last 30 seconds of the contest. There's the countdown. Bottom right of your picture. Wharton still desperately trying to stalk his prey. There goes the bell to end it. Eubank lifts his arms aloft, and surely he has retained his championship. Surely he has. We await confirmation, of course, from the 3 judges off that point. But that really was a performance from Chris Eubank to silence the critics.
It was a tremendous contest. A brilliant performance. He did everything right. He started very well. His jab was fantastic. A brilliant night. And Henry Wharton, he showed great courage. He really rose to the occasion. He did very, very well. Showed a great fighting heart.
We await the collation of the scorecards. Paul Thomas, Roy Francis, both of Great Britain, Gerald Maltz of the USA. They're the 3 men who will decide this. 10,000 people waiting for it. They're nearly all Wharton fans. There's been big security. Glenn, you've got something to say, I think.
Good to see that Henry Wharton's daughter's been brought to the corner there to see her dad.
Somewhere in there is Lydia. There she is, little 3-year-old girl. I'm not sure about whether a young girl like that should be seeing her dad in that condition, but there you go. There you go. But what a performance her father put up here tonight. He just could not have done any more. But Eubank on the night was superb. Let's be quite clear about that. After all the criticism he's had to endure, Barry Hearn there, who's been pretty vociferous himself at times with Eubank. Bathed in sweat. John Morris in the background, the Secretary of the British Boxing Board of Control. There cannot be any serious doubt here, I would say, that Eubank has retained the title. There's a lot of security around here because of the huge numbers of Wharton fans here. And one hopes that everything is taken in good grace. Here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the judges' scorecards and a decision. Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Roy Francis scores the contest 118 to 112. Judge Paul Thomas scores the contest 114 to 113. Judge Gerald Maltz scores the contest 116 to 112. The winner and still the WBO.
Eubank is still the champion. I'm amazed that one of those three judges saw only a point in it. Paul Thomas from Derby. Now that I find absolutely amazing, because I thought Eubank was a very clear winner of that. But it was unanimous. He's done it again for the 14th time, and Eubank tonight has proved that he is still the business.
So ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget the young man who's taking a tremendous challenge tonight, Henry Wharton, a tremendous challenge. What a great fight. Henry Wharton, ladies and gentlemen, he's helped to make it a fantastic contest. Once again, both boxers, Wharton and Eubank.
And how good to see some fellow sportsmen's feeling between the two protagonists in the ring there. But Eubank reigns on. That may be classified as a masterful exhibition, may go into the record books as one of Eubank's finest ever performances as he maintains his custody of this WBO World Super Middleweight belt. And on this night, you can say that Eubank is not simply the best. Nicky Piper's watched it all with me here. Your feelings, Nicky?
Yeah, I think it was a great performance. I knew he'd outbox Henry Wharton. I didn't think he could keep it up all the way through the 12 rounds. I thought it would be closer towards the end. But a superb performance, maybe showing the limitations of Henry Wharton as far as scope of boxing goes. He's certainly courageous and very strong, but Eubank was just too good in every department tonight.
I think we're ready to have a word with the champion who reigns on. Yes, Ian's down there at ringside with Chris Eubank.
Well, Chris, that was an excellent performance. Did you feel there? Because I thought that was one of your best performances ever. Was that your thoughts about that?
Mr. Wharton gave me a tough fight. I didn't really think he was capable of giving me such a hard fight, but to his credit, a very good fighter, a very, very good fighter. We're halfway through. Ray Close is the next mandatory challenger. I'll fight him on the 11th of February back in Belfast. Subject to Sky's agreement. Let me get this message over to the West Pier trustees. I can fix the pier, give me the chance, and I will make that beautiful monument stand. Thank you very kindly.
You love, don't you, coming into the Lion's Den? It just seemed just about everyone in here was supporting Henry Wharton.
Oh, yeah.
But you came in and you had the bottle and then came up with that performance.
And he made me fight as well. He was not he's not one to play around. He said he was going to make me fight 3 minutes every round, and he did that. A world-class performance. Let me just send my congratulations to Mossad over the 8-month ceasefire. And this is good. This is good stuff.
Let me just ask.
This is what society needs. This is more important. Carry on.
Let me ask you about what happened now. I think it was the 8th round. You were waving the referee in, trying to stop the fight. Now tell us why.
I saw him grimace basically, and I thought to myself, well, let me see whether he did grimace, and let me call the referee and see what his reaction is. But he was as strong as a bull. He was still there, ready, willing, and able.
You've taken a lot of criticism from the press in recent months. Did you feel tonight, up against Henry Wharton, that you wanted to go in there and kind of, well, show them that you still had it?
I will do, yes, I suppose I did, in a certain respect. I mean, basically, he was made for me. I believe he was made for me, and it turns out that he was, but it was just that he was a very strong fighter. I forgot my train of thought. Carry on.
A lot of people watching that and seeing how excellent you were tonight are going to say, why doesn't he do that every time?
Because I'm not pushed. Dan Sherman was a strategic thinking fighter. He put up a strategic thinking fight, and it was very difficult, so a lot of such punches weren't thrown. Henry Wharton, he said to me before the fight that what he would do is pressure me for 3 minutes of 3 rounds. He says I fight for half a minute and pretend the other 2.5. He was wrong as he found out tonight, thankfully for me. And life goes on. The tour goes on. Karen Lovey Strong coming home now.
Back to Brighton tonight, is it?
Yeah, very much so.
And the cafe in the morning, I'll bet.
Gene, thank you very much. Gene, can you open the cafe? I'll be there.
Well done tonight, Chris. Let's have a quick word with Barry Hearn. Barry Hearn's here. Now, Barry, what did you think of Eubank tonight? Because you, in the past, have really read the riot act to him.
I've got to tell you, I mean, I have. It does me any good because he doesn't listen, of course, but tonight was vintage Eubank. I mean, hats off to Henry Wharton. He's the one tough son of a bitch. This man hit Henry Wharton with shots that would have knocked over a giraffe. But Henry Wharton, all credit to him. Leeds can be proud of him. Eubank tonight was super world class. He was in the Tony, the Jones class, in his own style of boxing, which shows you that if you come to try and take the title, which Henry Wharton did, some of the other opponents have come to survive, unfortunately. Wharton came to win, and when you come to win, you've got to take it off Eubank, you find a different fighter. We're now looking like we've been ordered by WBO to make our mandatory defence against the #1 challenger, Ray Close again.
For the third time.
For the third time. You know, we had a draw in Glasgow, we had a controversial split-point decision. It's back in the cauldron, and I'm talking, you think this is a cauldron? Sky Television, you've seen nothing till you've seen the King's Hall Belfast. That, nothing can prepare you for that.
They said no hype required. I think we've got a bit. Well done, fellas.
Thank you very much.
And that's a surprise, thanks to Ian Dart with the very happy Eubank camp there. Just to point out that there are discussions continuing with the Close camp about a third meeting between Eubank and Close, but at this stage, just want to point out they are only discussions and there are many other possibilities. And after the break, we'll discuss some of them with Nicky Piper. But Nicky, just before we interrupt proceedings for a moment or two, your professional opinion, was Wharton made for Eubank?
Yeah, it was horses for courses this evening, and his style suited Eubank. That's not saying Eubank didn't box brilliantly. He did. It's been a great show of boxing, and I've enjoyed every minute of it tonight.
All right, thanks to Nicky for now. More reaction from the GMX Centre in Manchester, which is still a very noisy place, when we rejoin you. And we hope to get a word with a dejected losing camp, Henry Wharton and co, in just a moment. But for now, Eubank is still the best. Argue with the record. It's 41 victories from 43 starts. Eubank still unbeaten. More from Manchester in a moment. For the first time since about 8 o'clock this evening, we have an opportunity to draw breath here at the GMX Centre in Manchester. The arena is emptying slowly and the excitement levels subsiding after an unforgettable fight. Chris Eubank reigns on as WBO World Super Middleweight Champion of the world. And backstage, there's the Eubank dressing room, and it's a smiling Mrs. It's the Wharton dressing room, and it's a smiling Mrs. Janet Wharton, Henry's mother, who's putting a brave face on things. Spare a thought for the challenger here tonight. There is Henry, and he is with Gary Norman.
Henry, I know you're disappointed, but you dug deep and fought your heart out. I've got to give you a lot of credit.
Yeah, thank you. I'm disappointed, but I think on the night that I tried my best, so I've got to put my hands up and say the best one won. You know, it still hurts me to say that I've been beat, and I'll come again.
He's a good champion. You've got to give him credit. When he has to do it, he does it, and, you know, they don't come any tougher than you, Henry.
No, thank you. He dug deep in the last 4 rounds, you know, he got on his bike, and he was just a bit too slippery for me, you know, in the latter rounds. I thought he was going to stay with me, and if he did, I think I could have won the fight, but he proved to be a good champion, like you said, because he got on his bike and knew that he couldn't trade with me and stay with me because he wasn't really hitting me. Or if he did, I stayed down and fight it back.
No one will know better than you. Do you think you had him hurt at times? I mean, he's got a granite chin.
Yeah, I had him hurt. Definitely. I mean, you ask him. I think so. I had him early on, I think in the 5th, 4th, 5th, 6th. And think more it was one to the head and to the body. So I think I shook him up, and he felt I was there, he knew I was there.
I know you're disappointed, but both Chris and Barry gave you a lot of credit, so, you know, will we see Henry Wharton again?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not one to lay down. You know, the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. You know, and my aim is still to be world champion, and it's proving very, very hard, you know, like it should be. But I'll be back, you know, because I'm not a man who sits down and lays down in the corner and dies. I'll come back.
It's one thing we can guarantee when you get in the ring is you're entertaining and you try your heart out, so to your fans, have you got a message for them? I know they'll be as disappointed as you.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed for them myself, you know. I'm more disappointed because they really get behind me, and really, the championship wasn't for me tonight. It was for them to give them something back because they've followed me, you know, and they're like a part of me. So I'd like to say I'm sorry, and I'm disappointed as well, but I give them the best.
I'm going to try and make you smile now. In about a week or so, you'll still be as good looking as ever, so don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you.
They're loyal, these Yorkshire people. They're sticking by their man, even in defeat.